What is going on, guys? Has here from CollectiveKicks.com, and I have this week's Top 5 Tuesday video, which is the top 5 ugliest Hypebeast sneakers on the market. Shout out to Carlos for suggesting that. Also, just a heads up, if you guys hear some weird snorting or snoring in the background, it is my pug Chloe. She likes to be close. Just a warning, it is a little bit loud, as you just heard. Thumbs up for the pugs if you guys like to see them every now and then. But basically, I reached out on Twitter as well and asked you guys what are some ugly sneakers that are hyped up right now. And I got a ton of replies from you guys. So shout out to everybody on Twitter that reached back out. And honestly, quite a few of these, I mean, this could be pretty much my top 10 right here. Quite a few of these ones are actually in my top 5 in this video that you guys will see. But I basically already had this list when I came into asking you guys on Twitter. It's just funny how consistent your answers and my answers were. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the top 5. Also, if you have future suggestions for top 5 Tuesday videos, please leave them in the comment of this video, and I will be sure to monitor those comments and try to bring you guys another top 5 video next Tuesday. And that is all we have for this intro to the video. Let's go ahead and get into the top 5 sneakers that are the most hyped up and fugly. So starting off at the number 5 spot, I'm going to piss some people off here, but it is a Sachs Nike Kraft Mars Yard shoe. And the reason why this is in my list, it's not that it's a bad shoe. It's not that I think personally that it's that ugly of a shoe, but the reality is it's not as attractive of a shoe for the price point people are trying to sell them at. And that's the reason why I put this in the number 5 spot. I know that there's some sort of space theme behind these shoes, and I really don't honestly know all of the history, and maybe if I knew some of the history, I'd be more enticed into the shoe. But if you guys do remember, there was a shoe called the Zendo Cheka, which was a Russian space shoe, and it cost $300. And the bottom line is when they originally released, they were super sought after. They were reselling for like $900 or something like that, even though they were $300 at retail. But then when Nike Lab actually re-released them in different colorways, and then we had a massive restock of the original colorways, I even believe, then the hype completely died and you couldn't even sell them for the $300 that they were. So I believe that this is the same situation for these shoes. Yes, there's a market for them right now, but the only reason why their market is because they're super limited. If this was like a general release type of sneaker, they would totally not be hyped up. It has the same sole as the SFB boots or whatever they are from Nike, and those end up on Nike clearance for like $60 a lot of the time. So ultimately, it's a cool looking shoe, but like the Spiridons, they don't have the luster that they did before because Nike retroed the heck out of them again. If this was more widely available, I'm guaranteeing that they would not sell out. So the number 4 spot goes to a very savory pair of sneakers. As we could see, the McChicken sandwich wrapper style and the chicken patty bottoms on these gum soles. Now I know when these things end up releasing, everybody's going to love them because supposedly they're one of the most limited Yeezy V2s that are releasing. Obviously, if they did a massive release of these, I don't think it would have mass appeal. It is kind of like the tainted zebra, and I don't know. I just think that this is just a colorway where people are not really feeling. Now, I will say I did see them in person when Kais had them on at Complex Con, and it was pretty cool to see them in person. I did think they look better in person and on feet than they do in obviously the pictures, especially the one with the McChicken. But all in all, I think that this colorway is probably one of the worst ones for the V2s. Now, I know there's still going to be some sort of a cult following because some people are like, yeah, well, everybody says they're ugly, so I like them. And then other people will be like, oh, those are trash. Until they find out how limited they are, and then they're going to be like, yeah, I kind of like them too. Regardless of whatever your reasoning is for liking or disliking the sneakers, I put this in my countdown because it is a pair that a lot of people do not find attractive, and it is extremely hyped up. So that is the number 4 spot on my countdown. So moving on to the number 3 spot on the countdown goes to a pair of sneakers that I personally don't think are that bad, but I know a lot of people have mentioned that it's just not an attractive shoe to them, and this is the Nike Vapormax. The reason why this is in the countdown is because there are colorways like this Clot colorway that a lot of people are super geeked up on, but it's really funny because a lot of people really didn't like the shoe when it first came out, but then as soon as there's like a limited colorway that has a resale value on it, then all of a sudden people are sort of interested in the colorway. It seems like people definitely follow the hype and have that Hypebeast sort of addiction, regardless of their first pass decision on the shoe and how terrible it was looking. Obviously, people are entitled to be able to change their minds if they choose after a shoe releases. Also, once you see them in person, once you see them on feet, once you try them on, opinions definitely shift. But the Vapormax takes the number 3 spot for me. Even though I personally like the shoe, I just know it's one that a lot of people think are very ugly and are overhyped. So the number 2 spot goes to a pair of sneakers that I think need no explanation, and that is the Balenciaga Triple S shoes. And these things are by far one of the most overhyped up looking shoes on the market. It's definitely such a bizarre looking shoe. So not only do these cost around $800 at retail, the logo looks a little bit off to me, like the Triple S logo looks kind of like a Skechers logo personally. Also, I believe the Triple S stands for triple soles, which is the reason why that crazy looking sole protrudes out 4 different sizes down on the shoe. It just looks ridiculous and extremely exaggerated. But also, as T Blake mentioned in his video, it's really, really heavy. It's like 4 pounds per shoe, which is just insane. It really is like wearing ankle weights, but on your feet. So you're definitely going to be improving your calf muscles when you're walking on those things. But for $800, this exaggerated dad shoe just doesn't do it for me. I know that some people are going to think I'm crazy, or some people really, really like the shoe, but it is what it is. Different strokes for different folks. This is just my list, so don't take it too seriously. At the end of the day, these things are just kind of too wild for me. Although it does look like they have really nice, high quality materials, I just cannot justify the hype around that crazy, crazy, crazy looking sole. 3 times, Triple S. So we made it to the number 1 spot, and if you guys are enjoying the content, please hit that like button. But this spot is definitely reserved for this pair of Yeezys, as you can see right here, and that is the Wave Runner joints, the 700s. They are just insane looking to me. I don't get the hype on them. If they're comfortable, super rad, but the overall retro look to the shoe just doesn't really do it for me. It definitely looks like something that came out of the 90s, which I'm a 90s kid, and a lot of my shoes that I have, my older Nikes, a lot of times you guys will leave comments and say they look like dad shoes no matter what. I'm not really feeling the whole dad wave, to be honest, but that's just me. And I am a dad, I should embrace it. I also never really got into the whole dad hat thing either, so it's kind of like the next step in dad life. I don't know what's going to be next. I definitely think that these things are way overhyped at this point, and mostly because they're just not made widely available yet. If they make more of these or more and more colorways, I have a feeling that they're going to end up like the power phases, and people aren't going to be able to get their money back for the shoes. It's just not a shoe that I see people going too crazy for. But I definitely could be wrong, though. Kanye is really good at making these waves, and people are really, really good about following him. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like it or dislike it, it's just a shoe that I personally am not vibing with. And that is why it takes the number 1 spot on my countdown. But leave a comment, let me know how accurate was my list, or did you have other shoes that you think deserve to be in this top 5 list? But that is all we have for this top 5 Tuesday video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the content, and don't take the conversation too seriously. Obviously, there's going to be people that own any of these shoes out there, and they'll be like, I like these shoes. You don't have to justify it to me or anybody else. People buy what you like and rock what you like, and that is it at the end of the day. But thank you guys again for the support on the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I post videos. Thanks again, and catch you guys for some more videos soon. Peace, guys.